Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We're taking a small departure from what I was planning to do. I've been roving the KSC with Science Juniors, yes, with Materials Bays, getting more science from the KSC. I'm taking on a last trip out to the monolith. I have dubbed this vessel the KSC Caterpillar. I thought I could just slap a bunch of the Science Juniors together and make it easier, but it's not. But I kind of like the long, stretched out look, and it actually makes it pretty decent for steering and handling. Okay, let's get... And this is just a small tank and a terrier, and it's plenty of go juice to get going. But I think I'm going to hit the monolith here, and then we'll do the final bit of science here. I need to actually come out here with all the other science. This is really only the materials bay, and then a crew report from the monolith. We'll see if this actually is its own biome. I'm not sure. I don't think so. It'll pop up if it is. If not, I can always go out to the shores. That's... Actually, we're pretty close to the shores. We might just zoom over to the shores just to get it in case nothing happens at the monolith itself. Okay, let's brake. Okay, maybe not that much. There we go. That's a good speed. Are we going uphill? Oh, we are going a bit uphill. I know we were just at this monolith a couple episodes ago for, what's it called, for that powered landing thing. And brakes. Where are the brakes? Huh, okay, so it's not. We are, yeah, sloped a little bit. What if we take a crew report from the KSC? Okay, so this is still considered at the KSC, so that's kind of lame. Later on we'll get other science to where we can actually investigate the monolith. But since we're here, and I don't want to waste the drive out here, because this was a bit... I mean, it took a few minutes to drive out here. We're going to go to the shores. And maybe into the water, why not? We haven't done material... Whoa, there we go. So now we are at the shores. So I noticed something earlier, because I have so many materials bays, and the way this is set up automatically, it wants to do it, like, 3 times. Or twice. But if I reset the first one, that'll reset that one. Sorry, brakes. Lock the brakes. Crew report, we keep that. Material study, we will keep that as well. And here, I'm going to show everyone a little trick, a bit of the weirdness of KSP. So we're here, and we have 12 data points stored so far. But we also have a crew report. I can't do the crew report because there's already one there. I can't overwrite it, cancel it. But this is the actual crew report, 1 of 1. We'll keep that. Here's a weird little thing. So imagine your Kerbal is in there, and he has on his clipboard that is attached to his knee board or to his command chair. I don't know why I'm grabbing my chair. You can't see that. He has that. He can fill out a crew report on that, and it just lives clipped onto his chair or back onto his knee board probably. There's nowhere to fill out another one. He can't do that. But... he can't store it with the other stuff while he's in there. But if you EVA... yeah, okay. I'll take an EVA report from there. That's nice. And if you take all the data... see how this is 13, whereas inside it was 12 and 1? Now you could take all the data. Now we have 14 because we also added the EVA, but we can store it. And if we board again, we'll get to take another crew report. We're actually going to do this real quick. Collect the data, remove it, yes I know, and this guy is a scientist, so he can restore the materials base. So again, I don't need 4 of them. I did this, yes, a little redundantly. But we can board. And now that we're back on board, yeah, it's going to do that again. No. Now we could take another crew report. But we've already got it, so we don't need it. Okay, so that's shores. Let's go ahead, since we're here. Oops, wrong button. Brakes. Since we are here... I'm just going to dunk this thing in the ocean just a wee bit. Just to get one more data point. Or one more set of science. I've driven around. I've actually recovered this vessel probably twice or so. I'm up to, 151. And this should add what I've done here, the 14 experiments or so on here, should add another, I don't know, 50 or 75 science points. That's what this episode is going to be about largely, is science, just gaining more science and traveling around to get more science. traveling around. Hint, hint. Alright, come on. Let's just dunk you in the water. Yep, you're accelerating a bit because we're down. Yeah, it's down slope. Oop. Come on. You can do it. I don't know why circus music is what came to mind. This is actually kind of steep here. I don't really want to go too fast. I don't want to slam into the water, because sometimes when you hit the water and you have rockets, because they are hot, it has a reaction to the water. But we should float. I think we'll float. I mean, usually the command capsules or command modules will not float. So there we are, and we are floating. Hey, there we go. Some more things. So we can reset the first one, keep the crew report, keep the second one, keep the third one. Sure, it did a couple of them. We can still do the same thing. This thing should stay level, I think. We can EVA, get an EVA report, yay, from over the shores. Another one. All right, sure. But we can, actually we don't even need to take those. We can just board again. Good. No, we don't need another one. We don't need another one. We don't need another one. Aye, aye, aye. So there we are. We have done some science. We're going to recover this guy. We're going to get some science. Just had a little drink. Not, unfortunately, a good, adult drink, but a drink. So that got us another, another 82.8 science. We're up at 234 science. Ye recovered things, and he didn't get any experience points. He got 1 point for his first little jaunt out there. So, done. So we have 234 science. We looked at science last episode. Do we want anything here? I don't really need any of those big aviation things. I don't want to jump to the next level yet, even though I would love to have fuel ducting. But, oh right, so this is the max level I can science at right now. And none of you are aviation type things, are you? No, 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 no. Ooh, I'm curious to try the salamander. That's cool looking. Science, 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 science. Scansat. Ooh, Scansat. Whoa. And then recycling and storage. So we don't really need anything else right now. We're going to wait until we have different goals. This is propulsion? Yeah, this is propulsion. This is like micro propulsion. Oh, that one's cool looking. So we don't need any science right now, but science is a good thing to have. Everything we're going to plan to do right now, we don't need much. Okay, so the next step, I mean, there's steps. There's missions we could go on, but I'm actually doing one that's not a mission. The next thing I'm going to do is a plane. We are going to take off. Hopefully I build a decent plane. We're going to take off and fly. Well, we're going to fly to the grasslands first, and then I'll fly out to the mountains and hopefully get some science from those biomes, because we haven't landed there yet. But right now we're limited to 30 parts. We have enough money. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. And same with the runway. We're limited to 18 tons. We're going to upgrade this as well. We have, like I said, still have 1.5 million. So now the runway should be decently level, whereas before the dirt runway was all kinds of messy. So let's go into the spaceplane hangar and build a plane. Go away. So, spaceplane hangar. I don't think we've built anything, or maybe I've built a rover. Spaceplane hangar, everything that is built here is built front to back versus vertically. And your symmetry is usually mirror symmetry versus middle click. Mirror versus radial. Usually you stick with mirror symmetry. Alright, so we've got this guy. We're going to build an air-breathing jet. So we need a few things for that. Let's see. Structural, do I have... There it is. Structural fuselage. I like using the structural fuselage, although... yes? Hold on. Let me look. I have to see what I have. Magnetometer, orbital telescope, pressure... Aha, Science Junior. Okay, well, we will. But first, we're going to add science because that's what we do. Let's see, structural? No, it's under utility. Where'd it go? Quad core, with that guy on there, and then we add some science. Magnetometer, yeah, we can do that. We're going to do that to the top. Otherwise, if we land and do it, it's going to be stupid. Orbital telescope, press mat too hot, we can do that. Science Junior, and so on. So we'll actually do 2 Science Juniors just because it's kind of nice to have a second one. Good, so we got some science. We can also add an accelerometer just on the top. Yeah, good, that's nice and centered. Anything else we can't do here? Okay, good. So there's our science. So after that, we add the structural. We're going to add 1 more of the structural dudes. I have built a few planes before, but they're not the easiest thing to build. Or, I mean, they're fairly simple to build. Anything's easy to, quote, build. It's after that it can get trying. So that's the main fuselage. Air-breathing jets, though, require a few things. Let's see, do I have there it is. Tail connector? Yeah, I haven't actually used that before, but we'll try that and see how that is. So, aerodynamic stuff. Okay, we'll get into the aerodynamic wings and things in a moment, but for engines and whatnot, you're going to need an intake of some sort. You're going to need liquid fuel. Whoa, that's different. This has really gotten a lot more stuff. Liquid fuel? Is that what you are? Right? You are only liquid fuel. There is no oxidizer. But you're kind of big. There should be a smaller liquid fuel tank, or at least there. There it is. So that's the little one. So something small like that is only liquid fuel. You don't need oxidizer because you're going to get the oxidization or oxygen coming in from outside, and then you need a jet engine. We have the Juno. Ooh, we have the Weasel. We have the bigger one. Ooh, we might go big. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to stick to the little one. We're going to stick to the Juno. Let's put you on symmetry mode. So we're going to put these guys, like, toward the back? Up? Maybe. We're going to put them there for now. But that's going to give us a lot of fuel. These would run for probably quite a while. If I were to make these in a liquid fuel fuselage, that would give us a lot of fuel. It would give us so much fuel, it would be ridiculous. So here's where we get into aerodynamics, though. We've all seen a plane, you know, wings, tail, planes, and hopefully it just flies. But there's lots of things to deal with, like the center of mass, thrust, and lift, aerodynamic overlay. Let's put a wing on here, though, just to see what we got. What do we got? Oh, we don't have any big fun wings. We have the big Delta wing. We have the space shuttle wing. That's nice. We have the strike wing. We don't have, like... engine pod. I'm trying to see, like, a good wing. Oh, those are interesting. Not what I was looking for, though. Yeah, we don't have a good structural wing. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to step out and get a good wing. Let's see. KSC jet. I'm not really that particular. We'll save this. We'll leave. I thought the wing that was in that next aerodynamic category was like a big wing, but it's not. It's probably just gonna be a little wing. That's all I really need is a little wing. So let's see, R&D. Sonic flight. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so maybe that is the little one that I'm thinking about. I don't know. We're gonna get it and see. It might be a giant wing. That might have been a mistake. I'll use it at some point because I know there is a huge wing for huge KC 130s, like giant tanker type planes. Okay, so there's that again. Come on, aerodynamics. Where did you end up? Oh, unless that was there the whole time. Swept wings. I might have just missed that. Yeah, that is the big wing. But I swear, this swept wing is actually what I was looking for earlier. I swear wasn't there. So we're going to put this... Oh, let's see. We'll put it about here for the moment. It's pretty far back. We'll see how things behave in a moment. We're going to put 2 of these guys back here as, well, 1 would be a rudder, 2 for other things. Yes. But we're actually going to rotate them down just a bit. No, there we go. Is that flat? That's flat. Okay, so that's interesting angle for it, but that's okay. We'll leave it like that. That'll actually create lift too. And then we'll get 1 more of these guys on the top center. There we go. So this looks like a plane, right? I mean, we're actually missing elevators, elevons, whatnot there. So this looks like something that could fly. It looks like, actually, it looks a lot like a private jet to me. So let's see. Our center of mass is there. Center of thrust is up there. That's decent. That's not the big deal. What the big deal is the center of lift. And that's way behind the center of mass. I'm trying to remember how you want it. You want it a little bit behind the center of mass, but not that far behind. So we are going to translate these guys forward, and you can see, aha. So yeah, these wings will end up being up here. You get the center of mass and lift kind of in a good place. So you know what? Let's actually, because I'm curious to see how this will behave, I'm actually going to launch it like this, because I think that's a cool looking plane, if I do say so myself. That's a pretty decent looking plane. But we have to add a couple things real quick. Elevons. Is that what I want? Oh, no, I want... Oh, no, that's a little too big. That's the only ones? Okay, so I do want the little bitty elevons. Elevon 1. And, of course... Oh! The task of rotating these accurately. Double it. Put 1 there. And... Ooh. And 1 there. So that gives us lift. More lift. All the lift. So this looks like a plane that probably should fly. We'll see whether it does or not. I'm actually going to move the engines back just a little bit because I think it looks kind of goofy there. There, that's good. Okay. So the last thing to add to these are, of course, landing gear. And I have, normally the typical ones are these simple ones. They're not that great. Medium landing gear. Stress, steering. Oh, they can both steer. Okay. We're going to give the... what's medium? Oh, that's... Well, we'll put medium... We'll put some medium landing gear back here. I keep wanting to press X like I have the advanced movement tool like in... what's it called? Like in Planet Coaster. That's not a thing here. You gotta be a little more... Yeah. So there's that. Wow, those just look huge and kind of ridiculous. But that'll work. And then we'll put the small landing gear on the front. We'll kill the mirror symmetry. We'll put it just like way up here. So that's pretty high off the ground. But I think that should end up working as far as landing gear goes. So the center of lift is way behind the center of mass. So there's a good chance it's going to just go and flip over. So we're going to launch this with, yes, with Jebediah, our premier pilot. And if he crashes, this is a simulation. It's not going to hurt him. Or we're just going to revert and act like nothing ever happened. If you want to be correct about this stuff, let's see. These would only be used for pitch. This would only be used for yaw. These would not be used for yaw or roll. These would not be used for yaw. These would be used for pitch or roll because yeah, at least that's the way I think of it. Yeah, so that center of mass and center of lift, not ideally placed, but we're gonna give it a try and see what happens. It's like I said, it's a simulation. We're throwing this in the simulator to see what happens. Yeah, building planes can be a lot of fun, but it can be really, really tricky. Really tricky. Okay, come on. Load it up. I know you're freaking out because there's a plane. So am I. There we go. Okay, are you going to bloop bloop onto the runway? There you go. I don't want any science right now. Go away for the moment. Okay, so there... Why did it just tip over? I don't understand. Why did you just keel over to one side? That's kind of funny. That's rather funny. Okay, let me try something really quick. If we retract the gears and you level out-ish, yeah, you balance fairly well. So let's extend the gears back and see if you will... you do. Although we're kind of nose down. Oh, okay, so not a good design. Let's revert to the spaceplane hangar. The wheels are too close together and the wings are dragging off to the side. So we're going to put those wheels on the actual wing, on the wings. Whoop. Okay, so we're going to take you guys and symmetry. We're going to put them on the wings, not on the... I can't tell what it's attaching to there. There we go. We'll put them on the wings. Not splayed like that, of course, but on the wings. That should give us more stability. There we go. That's better. Kind of funny looking, but that's better. And that should give us... No, we're still a bit nose down. No, that's okay. Okay, good. Let's try that yet again. See if we can get this guy off the ground and see how it behaves after that. Yes, still have Jeb inside. So he can do some piloting things to help us out, but not that much, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't add parachutes to this. Well, if we get it up and it flies nicely, we'll take it for a trip somewhere. If it doesn't fly well, we'll just revert before we crash and die. Okay, so now we bloop. There we go. So now it's okay. Now it's happy-ish. Let's go to full throttle. Oh, that's stability assist, sorry. We'll go to full throttle. And we'll engage the engines. Takes them a moment or two to spool up. Start outputting. The brakes aren't on, are they? Now the brakes are on. Now they're off. Come on. Really? Really? What's going on? Huh. Okay. So, for some reason, these guys are not thrusting as much as I would like. 19 kilonewtons of thrust? Wow, does it just weigh too much? I think it just weighs too much. It's not going anywhere. So, it's not... Okay. Never mind aerodynamics. It's just too heavy. Okay, so let's revert back to the spaceplane hangar yet again. It looks cool. I like the look of this plane. But it's just... There's something wrong with it. I mean, there's probably many things wrong with it. Okay, so let's see. If we take that off, ditch this section, and then just slap all this back together here, it's a little midget plane, but that's okay. So now let's check out our center of mass and lift. Lift is still pretty far back, but that's okay. Usually I don't put on this long dart of a tailplane thing here. What's our mass and stuff? Yeah, we're okay. Alright, let's give it another go like this and see how it behaves. See if I can actually get it rolling down the runway. Usually a couple of Weasleys are enough to get it, or a couple of Junos are enough to get it flying down the runway. So I don't know what's going on with the friction on the wheels or whatever. I've built many a plane before, but every time I start again, it's kind of a challenge, especially with limited parts like this, kind of. Bloop bloop. There we go. Alright, stability assist from Jeb. Go away. And full throttle and go. this is sad. These guys should be putting out way more thrust. It should do... this is weird. Hold on, let me see something here. Wait, but if I take the brakes to 0, that's not going to change that. That just means that I can't brake. They won't brake for anything. Okay, so let's not, because yeah, something's weird with this where it's just not happy. Okay, so I'm going to revert to a style in which I usually build these. We're going to take you, and we're going to just slap you guys out here. That's actually a normal thing for me. And we're actually going to ditch that guy, because that's pretty heavy, and that's just kind of weird. Center of mass, center of lift. Let's get another... No, not all of that. Structural fuselage. Another one of these guys on there. And then we're honestly just going to put... boop, just a nose cone type of thing on the back. Actually, not even that one. We're going to just put the round, simple, light butt one. There we go. And then back here, just a couple of these guys. Good. And then, oh, whoa. Or actually, we can just put 2 of them like that, and that might be enough to steer us. We'll see. So center of lift and mass are much closer to each other now, so that's better. I don't know if these little jets are going to be enough to actually get us going, though. Usually I do this with the lighter landing gear. I don't know that that's really that big a deal. Maybe it is. Okay, let's ditch the... No, not that. Let's ditch the big landing gear and take the small landing gear. I mean... we can, whoop. There we can put you there, and then rotate again. I don't think that would be like that big a deal, that the landing gear would be that heavy a thing and make that big a problem. But maybe it is. Center of lift is in front of those wheels though, so that's a problem. Okay, so yep, those wheels can't live there, unfortunately. Another thing, you want your center of your wheels to be like behind-ish your center of lift. That way you can actually lift. We'll try that and see how that works. And if this doesn't work, then wow, this is a whole failed episode. And launch. We'll see what this does now. If not, I might go back to the drawing board and try it all over again. I know I've built jets that have worked before. I don't know why this is so different. Are there no aerodynamics? No? I don't think any of the mods should be doing this to me, but they might be. Okay. There we go. Okay, so... I don't know what it was, but that tailplane section was really slowing me down. So this is better. This is a much better performance profile. Alright, so we're at 60, 70. Let's see, can we pull up? Can we lift? Whoa. Come on. Hey, we're up in the air. So it's a little bit nose heavy. That's because our center of mass is in front of our center of lift by so much. Let's pull the gear in. But for the most part, it flies all right. Let's see. Can we bank? We can bank. And turn. Yeah, slowly. I'd add another set of things back here to help with that. But we can turn. We're not stalling completely. Let's turn, see if we can get back to the grasslands here. I didn't add parachutes. All I have is landing gear. But we're going to try to come in for a landing here in just a few minutes. Or in just a few moments, actually. Ooh. Wrong thing. Ooh, okay. Let's kill the thrust, lower the gears, level out. And hopefully not kill Jeb. Okay, yeah, this is just a bit nose heavy. Flare, 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 flare. Whoa. Easy, Nelly. A little bouncy, but all things considered, any landing you can walk away is a good landing, right? Okay, so Jeb survived. Whoa. Bouncy, wow, those wheels are really, really springy. Let's go ahead and recover that. So, it is possible to build a jet. Ay, ay, ay. Ideally, this was just a couple of bad examples of how to kind of build a jet. Not necessarily the right way to build a jet. Yeah, that's nice. Done. So, let's see. How did that feel? That was nose heavy because the center of lift was so far behind the center of mass. Yeah, so that's, like I said, the center of mass and the center of lift. The center of mass, or you want the center of lift to be more or less in the center of mass. Oop. You guys, come on. Let's take you and X, two of you, and then Alt copy and one up and down. Okay. So again, you want the center of mass to be in the middle of the center of, or the center of lift to be in the middle of the center of mass. Blech. So let's try just translating these guys forward as much as we can. I mean, it looks kind of stupid after a while. The other option is actually if we leave that there and actually remove these and put tailplanes on the front, that actually does a lot to make things better. That's an interesting looking plane. So this should be much more maneuverable. I think I could actually probably slide these guys back just a little bit more. That doesn't make that much difference. I mean, that like there is like kind of ideal. We'll try it like that. I mean, that's a cool looking plane too, right? Am I right? So we'll try it like this. Are there any other, I mean, those will work. Are there any other, like, do I have any canards? Because canards are made to be on the front. C-A-N-N? No, are they canards? C-O-N-N? A-N-A? No, I don't have any canards yet. That's fine. We'll try it like this. And this should be a bit more of a stable design. I mean, hell, I landed the last one, so it obviously it worked, but it wasn't, like, amazing. I think I want to try to translate these guys out just... I mean, that's actually not even on the fuselage anymore. Let's take, and we'll just totally move them out onto the wings, like I did before, like I had them before. Come on. Oh, right. You kind of want these... You want them behind. Actually, that's not bad. And, yeah, that's a little splayed, but that's okay. Again, rotation. Burp, burp. Come on. And a blue circle. Boop. There we go. Good. That's better. And then, because we're kind of nose... Oh, that's nose up. That's still really nose up. Ooh, and those kind of... Okay, sorry. I'm making all kinds of adjustments to this. There we go. That's better. And then I'm going to slip this guy up just a smidge. There we go. Okay, so that makes me feel a bit happier and a bit better. We still have Jeb in the cockpit because we didn't kill him. He survived. Okay, let's try this one more time. And if I can bring it down for another safe landing, that'll be it for this episode. I'll take it. I'm going to fly it out to the grasslands, to the lowlands, midlands, highlands, mountains, all those biomes out there and take some science. At least I'm going to try to. That's my project for the evening. Sorry, this has been a bit longer and rambling. Yeah. Okay, come on. Boop, boop. Right, and you, I want to, not yaw, pitch and roll, that's fine. You are only for yaw, and those two are already set things, right? Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. T, Z, and we go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's fun. I didn't want that. Oh, it's V. V is different camera modes. Let's try chase. Ooh. I'm not touching the controls. It's holding prograde like beautifully. We're gonna pull the gear in. V is locked. I want to be locked to like here because as we turn, whoa. Okay, that's disconcerting. That's disorienting, like crazy. Auto. There we go. Auto camera. That's much, much better. Alright, so I got a plane that flies reasonably well, actually. I really like adding the canards on the front. Oh, I can do a barrel roll. Can I do a barrel roll? I can do a bloody barrel roll. Not a barrel roll, I'm sorry. A up and over, a inline loop, a vertical loop if you're playing, you know, Roller Coaster Tycoon type games. Or Planet Coaster, I mean, sorry. Alright, so let's see. Where are we? Where's the runway? There's the runway. Let's actually turn this way. And we'll try to land on the runway. So, okay. There is it caps lock? It's caps lock! That's what I was looking for. These all went blue. Caps lock, they're yellow. Caps lock, they're blue. It makes for gentler control inputs. A little bit gentler, at least. Whoa, let's roll over. Okay, a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and kill all the throttle because we have a lot of altitude. Altitude equals speed. Alright, so we're just going to coast on down to the runway. See if we can do this or if we're just going to stall and die. Again, we'll see if we can get to the runway. If not, the grass near to it is, I'm saying it's acceptable. Okay, so we're 500 feet. We're going to go ahead and deploy the gear. Whoa. Come on, get on the runway. Line up. Line it up, buddy. Not sure what the stall speed is for this type of aircraft, but cruising along at 60 and we're doing okay. We're probably on a bit of a steep approach. I don't want to flare too much. I don't want to kill all my speed. Might be too late though. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit the runway. We're going to get somewhere near to it, but not quite to it. I mean, I might bump up onto it. Actually, we might hit the runway. Eek! We're just shy of the runway. We're going to roll onto the runway. So that's a thing. That happened. Hey, we didn't land on the runway, but we made it to the runway. And that is what's going to count, and that's how you recover it and get full points back. Alright, so I got this guy. He's fairly decent. I kind of like the way it performs. I like it, actually. I'll slap on some parachutes just in case. Sometimes getting up to the mountains can be a little hairy, but parachute to the mountains, and you can land and do science there. So that's cool. Anyway, that's plane building. Not even 101. This is plane building like 0.01. This is really bad. Don't do what I do. Do your own thing. Do something smart. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Pass the word. I will catch you later.